Hey, welcome back to Vampyr. We just entered this place. I hear a lot of weird-ass noises. I have a feeling I'm going to regret coming here. Oh. Oh, wait, that thing's level 18. No. I'm out. No. I'm not supposed to go there yet. That's for damn fucking sure. Let's not go that way. We're going back. Let's go to the hospital. Like, we're level 4. Those things were like level 18. Hey, baby.
Good
Oh,
evening,
that's a guy.
nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir.
What?
I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really?
Dude, that's a trap.
It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low
That is a
profile.
trap.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Dude, 100% that is a dude. That or this is like one of the ugliest women without like deformities or anything. Like that's just no, that's a dude. You live in London.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Wait, I see mesmerize in the upper left there. Medical checkup. The right trigger. What? Ew, you're so ugly. Oh my god. Oh, this is how we can...
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern,
Oh,
but
I
I'm
just
fine.
had some latency on my controller there. Okay, hints are required.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an
Yeah, you said
invisible
that already.
enemy. More...
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
I got a hint of some sort.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Lies. Oh, we already... Okay, so I am missing a whole bunch of hints.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Hurry now, Doctor. It's freezing here.
We are.
I wonder if the mesmerize thing is a one-time chance. Like, once you mesmerize, you make a choice and it's permanent.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide-and-seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on
Maybe you
the
should
door.
wash your hands, ma'am.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I have an office? Oh, this one doesn't give me the option to mesmerize.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Nope.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Uh-huh.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Maybe it's because you don't wash your hands. I mean, if you're a nurse, you should at least understand, like...
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Can I have a sedative?
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
My office.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Roger that. I like that you look like an actual woman instead of a guy. Hey, wait a minute, there's someone over here. Who is this?
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us.
In the flesh,
I can't
bitch.
think of any better news during these terrible
Want to pay for an
times.
autograph?
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now.
Now I'm a vampire.
Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Yeah, blood transfusion specialist. And vampire. What's this? Oh, this is locked. What is the situation?
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Indeed I am. It's the same everywhere.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Yeah, the flu.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Tell me about the staff.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Uh-huh. What is his mesmerize level thing? 2. Oh, I see. My mesmerize level is 1. How do I raise that, I wonder?
Tell me
forgot.
more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine...
She is a
practitioner.
man. Did you not look at her face? His face? Its face?
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always
There's no way
agree
it's a
with
war.
Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
What happens if I try this?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
You've got nothing to prove with that stupid
You've
nose of
nothing
yours.
to prove, Dr. Tippett, to anybody. And we all praise your experience.
I don't.
Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
Whatever, Grandpa. Nothing. Okay, that was all the options, so I can't mesmerize him or the other one anyways. Until I raise that
Goodbye, Dr.
somehow. I don't know if it told me how. I'm kind of curious now, but... Let's see. Main quest, citizen, menu. It says mesmerize level up there, but... This guy's level 6. Clay Cox, on the other hand, is 1. I think I'm gonna not worry so much about filling up the bars. Maybe just as soon as I can, I'm just gonna fucking steal stuff, or steal their blood. Once I know how. Is that guy still down there below some... He is. Yeah. God damn it. Let me see. I'm gonna go talk to him again. Like, it's just... I can't let it go. It's driving me nuts. I want his blood. Give me your blood.
What happened?
Because it sounded like they were gonna bring him up. So maybe I'll be re-mesmerizing him later. Whatever. Hey, where'd that dude go? I don't know. Let's go in here. Is this due to influenza, hospital can no longer take patients. Hospital full, please go away. Oh, that's a nice little note to put on the fucking... Sorry, this hospital is out of vacancy. No vacancy, bitch. See, this was that guy. Got an old lady over there somewhere. Any more cool shit to steal? I don't know. Hey, there's a dude over here. You.
Good evening,
What's your
sir.
deal?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a
Whoa,
hospital.
whoa,
That's
whoa.
quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge
Fuck you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical
Oh,
instrument.
yeah?
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr.
We also
Reed.
shot ourselves in the
And
chest.
If you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Oh.
I'd like to see your...
Oh, he's a merchant.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
And condoms. Condoms are always good, too. We've got... a shotgun... 2 bullets. 3 shell. And upgrade parts. Okay, so not a lot of stuff, but... And I have 92 shillings. So if I need these, I can come back to him and buy... Wait, hold on. I want to talk to...
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor.
Oh, I can also do the mesmerizing thing on him. Might be a situation of if you're gonna kill him, buy all his shit first. Smuggling weapons.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
What's your occupation? Well, obviously he's a smuggler. He smuggles.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Driving an ambulance is a dirty job. That's probably one of the cleaner jobs. I mean, the janitor's a dirtier job. Everything the doctors do, the nurses do, are going to be dirty. How the hell is driving an ambulance a dirty job?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Sometimes I attack them.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
From the sounds of it, you're not going to bring my dead body back. You're just going to leave it there like you left everyone else. New investigation. Ooh, like a side quest. Is there more personal? Oh, I'm sorry. So there's still like locked answer or questions and stuff. I wish to buy out on all this
I'd
shit.
like to see your goods.
Wise choice,
Yeah.
Dr. Reed.
Let me see, let's see. Oh, that's expensive. The rest is mostly... I don't know. We'll not mess with that just yet.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke. Perhaps I should have
I want that guy's blood so fucking bad. What the hell? Like, I should have just mesmerized him, or embraced him when I had the chance. I get the feeling it'll probably let me do it later, one way or another. But it is eating me inside. My brain will not fucking let it go.
Pembroke is still standing after this epidemic. There's good reason to be
You
proud.
are... Ew, you're the ugly one. Let's not talk to her. Actually, hold on. I think we may have unlocked some dialogue with her.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening. Nothing. Damn. It says unlocked, okay.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration
What is your
when
gender?
it comes to medical practice and
Sir?
knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Ugh.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need...
Did you just assume my gender? Yes, you're a fucking dude. I mean, it's a feminine voice, and you're wearing women's clothes, but... I know that face will not... I wonder if that did anything with him.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
No. Only bad ones. That didn't unlock anything, but I didn't see a pop-up, so I'm just double checking. Let's get out of
Goodbye,
here.
Dr.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Good. Who else we get? I think they're inside the building.
And I thought last summer's epidemic.
Oh, I see something. Yoink.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Yes. Our blood transfusion, vampiric superpower research, all with the awesome pimp trench cane, trench coat.
Not of my own life.
I need a pimp cane.
I wonder what your last
And look up her
thoughts
skirt.
are.
Every street corner.
And, oh,
The daily routine.
no, just camera. No, why did the pivot point have to be so high? I wanted to.
I have wasted too much energy for so little.
Time has lost its effect on me.
Fine, I don't want to look up her dress anyways. What do I care?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
Oh, I'm not mortal. I'm a vampire.
Dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Guess what? So am I. You're not special. Can I have some vampire sex now? What's her? To your life in London, ma'am.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
So she thinks she's a vampire, but maybe she's... Ooh. Cotard's syndrome.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad
A new
and
hint.
petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality.
I'm a vampire.
You think it is I who am delusional.
I mean, I can't understand. I am a vampire, 100%. Like, we're drinking people's blood and shit and using vampire superpowers and shit.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
You need a blood transfusion, then. It's not the same thing. Those are not the correct symptoms. That does not overlap with the vampire symptoms, but...
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
I can leave whenever I want to. I can also stop drinking anytime I want. Anytime I want. I just don't want to.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Ooh, the morgue. I want to go.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you.
I'm your
to
enemy,
care
though.
for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I swear to fuck, if you call me mortal one more goddamn time. Did I check first? Yeah, who are you really?
Who are you really,
Bitch.
Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Maybe you're a witch?
Not enough for you, puny mortal. What do you require?
Oh, you're the first one I'm
Proof
gonna...
of my powers?
I'm curious
Yes.
to know who you were before becoming
No,
a vampire.
give me proof of your
No,
powers.
such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
No, I don't see. Now, how the hell do I raise my mesmerize level? Because I swear to fuck, she's the first one to go now. She is the first
I'll
one.
leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with fever.
Ma'am? At least you actually look like a man. Ew. What it is? Ooh.
Good evening, sir.
It's a
Can I help
ghoul.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've
Look at his
recently taken
crotch.
the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Oh. He's mesmerizable. So the medical checkup. That might take resources or something. Tell me about your life in London, dildo.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss.
Your clothes are
Just
clipping
escaped
through your...
death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
Look at his
It's
face.
the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my drift.
Uh-huh. So you just want some narcotics, do you?
Can I do anything for your pain?
He's got a case of the
Nurses
uglies.
gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Yep, you're a ghoul.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Won't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Okay. Blah.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened.
I was a drummer
You were
boy.
an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Me and my drum. Padum.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
No, there's no hope for you. Wait, you...
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Yeah, the real world sucks. You should get VR. So, this guy only spoke with the girl a couple times, like a couple dialogue exchanges back and forth, and he's already diagnosed her with this, what Cotard syndrome or whatever the fuck it was.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
We unlocked something, so now maybe we can actually...
Good evening.
There's a lot of dialogue now.
How are you?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Too bad.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Maybe it's because you share the same room instead. Or you're romantically involved, ladies?
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire doctor.
Uh-huh.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else?
It's not a curse.
I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Yep, yeah. Psychological disorders are not contagious anyways. Seems like there's one last thing to
I'll leave
unlock
you,
with her.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Yeah.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
So who else can I talk to that'll unlock that final dialogue?
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Oh crap. Her mesmerized level went up. Or no, that was hid. That was one.
Feel disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Hey, who the hell are you?
Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Good evening.
How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things
Oh.
to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite.
Here's the guy in the boat.
A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Me, I'd be
Thank you,
fine.
Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Oh, this guy can't even be mesmerized. You're not charming enough. Maybe it's the rosary beads.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Spell?
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Then I shall speak for you.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Because he is a vampire. That's like,
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
uh-huh. And you're a religious kook.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Wet Boot Boys? Is that the name of the gang?
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gangbang been threatening
Has the
you?
gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
All this dialogue is a little tiring, but... Oh,
Good
wait,
luck,
I
Mr.
forgot.
Hampton.
Wait. We will go
Hello
through
again,
everything,
Dr.
though,
Reed.
because... How do you
How
feel?
do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel... empty.
You're in good hands here.
No, it's
Dr.
not.
Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
He'll take great care of you, but... You have medical insurance, right?
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
Yeah, it's
I
bugging the
manage
hell
a
out of
night
me.
asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor.
A rapist?
I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Well, that cross from that other guy sure as fuck did a lot. It was doing something.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
Yes, we are.
Preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Thanks, I'd love to stay in chat, but you're
Goodbye,
boring.
Mr. Hampton.
That's locked.
It's locked.
What the hell are you doing? I don't know. I just got a feeling there's a lot more dialogue still. It's gonna be a whole episode of nothing but dialogue. That guy doesn't even get to have a room.
How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Oh shit, there's a lot of people here. Hey, you.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
You
Does
suppose.
my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Hey, I'm the best in the field. Probably.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position.
He's in
But
charge.
I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Better change your tone, you motherfucker.
You are going to change your tone with me, my dear colleague, and very quickly.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Perhaps you think yourself protected by Dr. Swansea, but I am still a free man, and I will speak to you the way I want.
oh, damn, just fighting words. Oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy
Since
up.
your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Got a new hint of some sort for what?
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Oh, fuck
Be careful
you.
what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Fuck you.
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be yourself. The question is, Are you judging yourself hard enough?
This guy's itching for a fucking beating.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
No, he's a dildo.
Thank you for your time.
No, don't thank him for that shit. What about you?
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Oh, it's the Little Miss Dirty Hands.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
How can we be sure we're making a difference? With me.
So much
Good
dialogue.
evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Oh, I like him more.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Thanks. Tell me. Ooh.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Okay, that one's grayed out now. I thought it was.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
Where'd you get those glasses?
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Oh. Oh, I want to know.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Fuck yeah, human experimentation. Sign me up.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Hell yeah, I'll help you.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Yeah, that darn flu.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need my help?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
If I feel like it. So we're getting a lot of
Quite
quests.
optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Ooh, let's learn about his techniques.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Both.
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
I don't give a fuck about his story. Or no, maybe it might be useful to know.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Aykroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
That guy's got a mesmerize level of 4.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
So I like this guy's attitude way more than that other dildo.
My sweet girl. Reads me
He's
like
just
a book.
that guy.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Ooh, that's gonna require a blood transfusion to get your arm fixed, sir. Oh, he's mesmerizable. And how much XP is he currently worth? 650. But the thing is that, like, if I get him, like, if I kill him, then it is gonna alter and limit other things as well.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
I just don't want to.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Oops.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Oh, did he slash his wrists or something? So now I think his XP value, yep, it went up.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself.
But he just said he did.
I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Eating's good. I hope to eat sometime myself.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea.
She probably suffered bad.
I just know that I'm
Just
all
saying.
the kids have.
Poor little bleeders.
Would you like me to take them out of their misery?
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Ellen didn't bring them with her that night.
Yeah.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Let's see. Oh, there's something over here. Glass vial. I think towards the end of this little episode, I might take Mr. What's-His-Face for a little walk.
So many deaths.
Let's see where else we can go.
Thelma
That's
Howcroft said
outside.
she was being watched by vampire hunters.
Wait a minute.
Where are they hiding?
Where the hell is this?
I should investigate.
It's got so many tusks.
It's locked, all
Oh.
right.
Hey, you. With the lab coat. Can you unlock that? Hey, no smoking.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
Oh, it's
What
the
do you
morgue.
mean? You used to be a doctor. Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Oh, he's a grave robber. So wait, if you're not a doctor, then why are you still wearing a lab coat? That's very inappropriate.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
curio.
What is this stuff? Codeine. Anti-tussive, blah, blah, opium. This formula... I don't know. I'm gonna not mess with that.
Good evening.
Let's learn about this guy. And then we'll mesmerize the other one that we spoke to previously.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Indeed.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
I see.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Well, obviously not.
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
What if they're zombies?
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Maybe he just filled out, an application.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah, we kind of killed our sister. We'll just not tell him that part.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember?
Yeah, the lab coat.
And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Aha. You're delusional.
What kind of
delusional?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Time to drill him.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No.
Maud
I
Rashad.
believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Damn laws of thermodynamics.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Not me. I'm a vampire. I don't get that luxury.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
He just wants to disagree with everything, doesn't he? I'd love to stay and chat, but you're putting me to sleep, sir. So let's not explore here yet. Like, all this dialogue is actually making me tired. I want to kind of take a nap. But before I do, I think it's time for our little arm-breaking friend here to have a little walks. Hey, what the hell was that? You.
I will not.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Doc.
We're gonna try this for the first time. Mesmerize. Hadouken. Brain fuck. Mind rape. Go. Time to lead him. Don't mind me just taking my patient to a safer area. Everybody can see me do it, but nobody seems to give a fuck. So that's alright with me. Just come in here and we're gonna embrace him. No homo.
All I wanted was to go back to work, to take care of my children.
And now you're dead. Deal with it. The district will soon suffer the consequences of your actions. I don't care. Not my problem. Hey, we got a crumpled letter. Let's read it. Dear love, I finally found the missing money for the fee asked by the ambulance driver. By the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about nothing now except getting better, for I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbors and they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. That doesn't even make sense. There's honest crook. You may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first and realize now that the important thing is that you get better soon. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard, despite the bad behavior of this Milton Hooks. I promise you that everything is okay now. I'll see you in your clean bed as soon as possible, blah, 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 blah. Blah. Should we maybe, like, wrap that guy up or something? Because, nah, he'll be fine. Got some shillings. Now the question is, how do I save my game so that I don't? I don't really know. Maybe if I go to the... So we got 2 merchants. There should be actually, I don't even see one. Let's go take a quick look around for a hideout. I thought there was a hideout out here. No, wait, that was in the previous area.
My own life. Fear and disgust on every street corner.
That's dead end.
Daily routine.
Hold on. Where? Like, where's a bed hideout thing so that I can ensure my game is saved? I don't know. What I do know is I don't want to go into that one area over there, because there was bad news up there. I need to find one of those keep out signs. No enemies. District status serious. Oh, wait. I see keep out. This shall be our sanction. Oh, there's some bad news over there. Oh no, I can't go in there. Okay, that's not what I thought. Oh, wait, maybe. It's this. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I think it is. It's got a bit. No, this is just. No. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is a bad place to be right now. I don't know. Surely there's got to be a hideout around here somewhere, no? Like, I don't know what... Oh, wait. There's the save icon. Okay. So it made a save when I ran to this area. So cool. So let's go ahead and call it here for now. All that dialogue kind of took a lot out of me.